What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for my match review, match reaction and match analysis of Manchester City's 1-0 defeat away from home at Tottenham Hotspur. Here we go again with their new stadium. But before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content and you want to help to support my channel, then please do subscribe. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on now. Less than 1,800 subs away from my goal by the end of the season, 30,000 subscribers. So any help towards that would be fantastic. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and thank you very much to GT Player for sponsoring this video. So let's crack on with this video. We're going to start off first by having a look at the starting lineups, and we'll start first with Tottenham Hotspur, who went with their same team that beat Fulham in their last Premier League outing. Seeing Kulusevski once more starting against City on the right-hand side, Son-Heung Min starting on the left-hand side, Harry Kane starting up top and had the chance today to become Tottenham Hotspur's all-time leading top goal scorer, to take that record off Jimmy Greaves, which he did with Tottenham Hotspur's first and only goal of this game. Also saw Hojbjerg had a very good game in my opinion. He started in this match. He started in midfield alongside Bentancur, so even Perisic started on the left-hand side, Emerson Royal, who I thought had a fantastic game as their right wing-back, and then went with a back three of Cristian Romero, Eric Dier and Ben Davies, and Hugo Lloris starting in goal for Spurs. So no real surprises from their team. The only surprise really was on the bench, and on the bench they didn't have Antonio Conte for this game, as he just had an operation on his gallbladder. So Man City have ended up losing to the assistant manager of Tottenham Hotspur today. Some curses are meant to remain. Now, City started with Ederson in goal. The big call was City looked like they've gone with a flat back four. Kyle Walker right back and Rico Lewis going in at left back, with allowing Cancelo to leave out on loan to Bayern Munich. They went with Rico Lewis starting at left back, with Manuel Akanji on the right hand side, with John Stones being injured, and Nathan Ake on the left hand side. Then City went with a midfield two of Rodri and Bernardo Silva, and then it was Riyad Mahrez on the right hand side, Jack Grealish on the left hand side, and Julian Alvarez getting the call ahead of Kevin De Bruyne starting as the second striker alongside Erling Haaland. Manchester City did have on the bench today options like Ilkay Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne. It was good to see Maximo Perrone in the squad as well. Ruben Dias, Aymeric Laporte, a couple of big casualties along with De Bruyne and Gundogan out of the squad. So City ended up going with Akanji and Nathan Ake as their centre-backs, which we'll be speaking about in just one moment. So in terms of the actual match itself, Manchester City, first 15 minutes, looked the better team. Tottenham Hotspur created nothing. Manchester City, whilst they looked the better team, weren't creating too much, and they weren't having shots. They weren't testing Hugo Lloris, and whilst City, like I said, looked the better team, didn't in the 15 minutes look like they were going to find the deadlock. City were being patient in their build-up, waiting for that opportunity, and surely the one thing we should have learned from that match at the Etihad was you just go at Tottenham Hotspur. If you put them under pressure, you find them gaps, they end up dropping an extra 5 yards, you find the space and you force the issue. And City went with the calm, patient build-up again. It didn't work at the Etihad, and there was in no way was it going to work today at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium either. So I was mesmerised by that approach, but there we go. City obviously looking to try a more defensive, more proactive way of approaching the game and trying to keep this game a little bit closer. However, we got stung 15 minutes in. Rodri, no idea why he didn't just put his foot through it and see the pressure that Rico Lewis was under. Thought there was an easy pass. Wasn't an easy pass. Lewis was being pressed. The issue was forced by Tottenham. Found its way to Kane. Ederson gets a hand onto it. I said in my live stream, and I'm insistent that Stefan Ortega Moreno makes the save there. However, just stroked in into the back of the net by Harry Kane, and there's Harry Kane, easy as you like, with his record-breaking goal for Tottenham Hotspur. And congratulations to Harry Kane on that matter as well. So in the end, he ended up opening the score and getting that all-important first goal. And we've conceded 3 goals to Tottenham Hotspur this season, and all 3 have been gifts handed to them on a golden platter. And that is so disappointing defensively from Manchester City. Very, very disappointing way to concede. And it's almost like no lessons had been learnt. And that was frustrating in itself. Now, Man City weren't creating too much in the first half. They got the best opportunity of the whole game right on half-time when Riyad Mahrez got it onto his left foot, got a shot beyond Lloris finally, and just a little bit too much on it with Romero dropping deeper, ends up hitting the underside of the crossbar and bouncing back out. Unlucky for Riyad Mahrez. Any lower, and I reckon Romero probably would have found the clearance on the line. So it was City's best opportunity, but second half, shots were coming in. There was not that much on target, and it was just City crossing the ball in, bring De Bruyne on, work it to the right-hand side, cross some balls in, cause some problems. And I don't get it. I don't get why you think crossing a ball, if it's not worked for 80 minutes, it's not going to work for the final 10. And Manchester City today, I know how good Tottenham can be, and I know how bad Tottenham can be, made their back line look fantastic. And Tottenham's back line, they were fantastic. Emerson Royal had a brilliant game. Perisic had a brilliant game. These 2 players much tighter, much better in this game than what they were at the Etihad. However, there was still space, there was still areas to find some creativity, and City were creating nothing, absolutely nothing. They found no way of getting 25 goal Erling Haaland. That's 25 goals in the Premier League so far this season, averaging a goal of more than 1 a game, and they found no way of getting him into a foot race with Eric Dyer. And that, to me, that's a problem. That's a problem, in my opinion. And Man City just didn't seem like they had any answers. And I said this in my live stream, and I'm going to say it again on this video. If Man City want a way of beating Tottenham Hotspur at their stadium in the way that Man City want to play the football, have a good watch of Arsenal's highlights. Have a watch of the 90 minutes, hell, if you want to, of how Arsenal approached that game. Because first half, Arsenal were all over Tottenham. They were finding space, left, right and centre. And more importantly, more than anything else, when them opportunities present themselves, you put them into the back of the net. And City didn't do that. Now, if they can't find service to Erling Haaland, they have to find ways of getting Mahrez involved in the game. Hit the crossbar. Don't recall anything else happening. Jack Grealish tried his hardest. Defensively, looks sound. Looked very good for Manchester City today. Offensively, though, I don't recall Jack Grealish, other than a couple of shots that were off target, making anything happen. Julian Alvarez, second half, looked better than he did in the first half. Took too long to get going. Wasn't really working. Again, never really found any way to test Hugo Lloris. There was space opening up. Haaland had one in the first half. Chose to make the pass rather than have the shot from 25 yards. Put your foot through it. Have a shot. Back yourself. You've scored 25 goals this season. You've got the quality. You can hit a ball from 30 yards and ping it into the back of the net when the space does open up. On his stronger left foot as well, I'd back Haaland to at least find the target. Work the goalkeeper. But the biggest issue I've got is with Alvarez and Haaland starting as a front 2 today, and Alvarez having to drop deeper and Haaland having to drop deeper to receive the ball. It meant players like Grealish and Mahrez were always further ahead than the strikers. It means the midfield need to be making them gaps up to try and force the attackers to get further forward. And this midfield 2 just was not working for Manchester City for me today. Unfortunately, Rodri didn't have his best game in this match. It happens. Rodri is a quality player. 9 times out of 10 he puts in absolute sound 8 out of 10 performances on a regular basis. Today wasn't really his day. Wasn't really working with the link-up play with Rico Lewis cutting in to sit alongside him. I don't think Bernardo Silva did too much wrong in this game. He showed bits of flair and bits of creativity. There was just a lack of support there. I just feel like this formation that City play, sometimes it looks very good, and then at other times we look weak and we look poor. And I just feel like with the squad of City getting smaller, the squad to me doesn't look as strong this season as what it did last season, and I find that mesmerising considering we've signed Erling Haaland, one of the best strikers in the world, and somehow our squad looks worse than it does from last season. Yet they've addressed some issues and then other issues have arisen and they won't address them until the summer. More problems will arise between, round about now until the end of the season that in my opinion won't get sorted until the summer after. And Man City need to be more decisive when it comes to addressing problems in the squad. Things like if you're going to allow João Cancelo to leave on loan, you find a replacement before you allow him to leave. If you're not going to find a replacement because you're happy with what you've got in the squad, we're a player down, so you need to bring somebody else in to try and help them numbers up. And you're putting a lot of pressure onto players like Maximo Perrone to come in, who's never played for Manchester City, never played European football. You've no idea what level he's capable of, but at some point has to be tested between now and the end of the season to try and get our answer. We're relying on Rico Lewis, another high-quality young player. There'll be games, though, that it won't suit him, that he won't have a good performance in, and my fear is overplaying him. If one bad performance leads to 2 or 3 bad performances, his confidence and his head will drop. And it's fine whilst Man City have no competition, it's fine whilst Manchester City are winning games, but when the going gets tough, the tough really need to get going. And at times this season, Man City just haven't applied themselves. And we had a wonderful opportunity. We had a great opportunity handed to us by Everton in beating Arsenal. We should have been approaching this game, rubbing our hands, hungry, thinking, you know what, we're going to go out there and score 3 goals before half-time. We're going to get this match wrapped up. We're going to get our 3 points, tuck them up in bed and say to Arsenal, hi, we're 2 points behind you now. We're playing you in a couple of games. Good luck with that. Instead, Arsenal have got away scot-free. They have. They've got away scot-free. They have a chance because they play before us again next weekend, where a gap that could have been 2 points this weekend could be as high as 8 points by next weekend before Man City next kick the ball. And we have Arsenal in our game after that as well. And yeah, we just I don't know what the answer is, but we just don't seem to look as good as what we can be. And at times we show glimpses of being brilliant. Look back at the Manchester derby at the Etihad Stadium. There for what was it, 70 odd minutes or so. It's the best I've ever seen Manchester City play, really. They were so dynamic, so up for the game. They looked so fluid, they looked so good. And at other times, it's just been very inconsistent, and it's just frustrating. The only bonus I've got is we've lost no ground on Arsenal, and my other bonus that I've got heading into that match against Aston Villa next week as well is Manchester City. We have the option here with our squad to try and freshen things up, and to me, Akanji's been a brilliant signing, a nice bargain signing for Man City. Let's not forget he's 5th choice at Man City. He's training really well, he's been playing really well, hasn't really put a foot out of place, but because Man City have lost this game, I'd be making 3 or 4 changes going into that game against Aston Villa next week, and to me it should be the likes of Ruben Dias and Aymeric Laporte given their time to shine to show what they can do, and if they can play and keep a clean sheet, they start against Arsenal, in my opinion. The squad should be rotated ever so slightly. De Bruyne and Gundogan should be starting that game against Villa and showcasing what they can do, because you need to keep the squad fresh, you need to keep the squad happy. You can't just keep going with rotated players who you think have been playing well and going in, game out, because come the end of the season, we're not going to have much reward to show for that. So the management of the team needs to be a little bit smarter from Manchester City. I have no problem with the team selection that we went with in this game. It's very, very close to my team prediction that I went with from this game. I've got no problem with that because we won our last game against Arsenal, but we've not won this game, which means changes should be made for the next game and giving the senior players of that squad their opportunity to showcase what they can do, because yeah, we're at a point now in the Premier League season where there's no real wriggle room for Manchester City. There's no margin for error. It needs to be a good performance, it needs to be goals, it needs to be clean sheets, and it needs to be 3 points, because that's where we're up to now in this season. I can sit here and speak about the referee and say, should we have had a penalty for that punch on Rodri? I didn't think there was too much in it. Cristian Romero saw red. The referees are inept. I already know the referees are inept. It's going to happen game after game after game. I just feel like Man City haven't picked up any points from this game because they struggled creatively and they didn't create enough opportunities and found no way of getting Erling Haaland involved in this game, and they didn't seem to have an answer for Tottenham Hotspur's defence. And when Man City are getting punished for the mistakes that they're making, then yeah, Manchester City just weren't on it enough today to warrant coming out with points from this game. And once again, we're playing at a stadium where we've never won at, we've never drawn at, we've only ever lost here, we've never scored here, and that continues, and it's disappointing, very disappointing. So yeah, they're my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget as well, leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget TikTok link in the description too if you want to go and check them out. GT Player, big thank you to them, a big shout out to them, giving me the limited edition Manchester City chair. You can go and check that out and all their other product links and details. They're in the description. Get yourself a little discount code as well. You can go and check that out. That's in the description. And I'll see you all again real soon. So I've been JSGT. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.